Let's connect it up. Start streaming for that. August 4th, 2019. Man, August 4th. That's crazy. So we got here. Going to connect. Nope. All right. Let's try that again. All right. All right, guys. Sorry, I had to just fix something real fast. We're back. We're good. Today, August 4th, 2019. Man, it's crazy to think it's August 4th, 2019. Got the stream going. We're going to talk about Fight for Us, my book series. Got some big news about it. And, of course, Fear the Walking Dead stuff. And the spinoff show, because we got some big stuff about that, too. They're going to start filming very soon. Obviously, spoiler warning for everything involved. Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, all that stuff, too. So, hey, everybody, thank you. Dynamic Daryl, Xmas Girl, Beeline, Tagmaster, Sonia, my girl Sonia, Brandon, Boyd, everybody here. Thank you guys for joining me today, Sunday, August 4th, 2019. No Fear the Walking Dead, no Walking Dead, no Talking Dead, anything tonight. That'll be back next week. Next week, April, I keep saying April, August 11th. August 11th, we have a preview special of Season 10 of The Walking Dead, and Fear the Walking Dead will be back for Season 5, Episode 9. So hopefully the back half of Season 5, Fear, is good, interesting, entertaining, connects the dots, goes in a way that is just better. Overall, I feel like the first half of Season 5, Fear, was okay. Wasn't the worst season by any means, but it just was like, what did we watch? We watched some crazy stuff. And if you've checked out our videos, you checked out a couple things going around on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and here on YouTube, of course, we have the third Walking Dead show is going to start filming this week. Well, I believe it's August 7th, is they're going to start night shoots. They're still setting up an airplane. And some people have made the joke, like, I hope they're not going to rebuild the airplane. I hope they're going to try to rebuild the airplane, right? But they might. No, I doubt it. I think it's going to be, they're going to check out the airplane, and it looks to be a bunch of kids. So I think it's going to be one of those things that hopefully is entertaining. And I just don't know what to make of it yet. So thank you, Roger. I'm doing well. How are you? Thank you guys for joining me. Everybody, past, present, future, been here before, been back again. Awesome. Spoiler warning, of course, for all that stuff. I'm going to talk about Fight for Us, of course, because, it's my baby. And hopefully you checked it out. If not, it's on Amazon.com. It's got Kindle versions, paperback versions. It's on Barnes & Noble. The latest book, Ghosts, that came out a couple of days ago, is only on Amazon right now. It'll be on Barnes & Noble very, very soon. But Ghosts is book 10 of my book series. So Ghost is a book that carries on from the last book, Settlement, and I'm excited to talk about the series as a whole, but I'm excited to see what you think about it. And I'm also, if you checked out the book series, don't give away too many spoilers or anything, especially the latest stuff, but spoiler warning a little bit for the earlier stuff, but who's your favorite character or characters in Fight for Us? Who do you like? Who do you hate? I'm just always thought it was pretty interesting too. So Janet's back. She got her t-shirt. I got my t-shirt as well. It's going to be in the wash, but I'm sporting it in Instagram at the PT channel. If you give us a follow, you'll check out the shirt, and I'm excited to wear it with pride on there too. So Molly Baker, can you talk about your job? I'm thinking about maybe becoming a physical therapist too. So I'll go off topic a little bit. Molly, physical therapy is a great job. It's a rewarding career. It's a lot of schooling. It's 4 years of undergrad and 3 years of grad school, so 7 years altogether, and you get your doctorate of physical therapy. And it can be a great, rewarding career if you get the right job, the right coworkers, the right setup, the right ability to learn, create, work with patients, and be appreciated. Some jobs are all about how many patients can you see an hour, but that's anything. What have you done for me lately? How efficient and productive can you be at your job? That's kind of what it is today in today's society, and physical therapy is just like that. The medical field is thought of as this great field as helping people, and it is, but it's also a business. Physical therapy nonetheless is, if you like working with the elderly, pediatrics, athletes, skilled nursing facility, hospitals, or outpatient orthopedics. It's a great, rewarding career. You just got to find what makes the right career for you. I like it because it connects the dots with a lot of things: medicine, athletics, psychology, therapy, people trying to get better. And I'm a psychologist I have a minor in psychology. I love sports psychology. I love the psychology of people and how we're connected and how we see things. But it's kind of crazy in the world today. And if you saw the news in the past, yesterday, and it's just been a little crazy with just more terrible things in the world. And I don't want to go into it because I don't want to be a downer, but it's a crazy place. And hopefully we can continue on as a society to be better and helpful for people. And it's one of those things that it's interesting because we, the people, can control how the society works to an extent. If you can do things for people like hold the door, let people in on traffic, just be kind to one another, smile, be this, be that, don't try to harm others, try to help others, or just better stay away from people sometimes if you're in one of those moods. But sometimes people are all about themselves, me, I'm going to cut you off. I don't care if you held the door for me. I'm not going to appreciate anything. And maybe some people do appreciate it. They don't vocalize it, but communication always works. I doubt anyone's going to be like, man, I wish people didn't tell me so much. But if you can communicate and be there, that works in any shape, form in life too. So that's our service announcement, our our big motivational thing on there too. But it's a big thing to be helpful and appreciate yourself and what you do, and also appreciate the others, like yourself, everybody here right now that are taking the time to join us through this live stream next Sundays, checking out the videos. It's great, and I appreciate it tremendously, and hopefully you guys know that. I can't say it enough, and hopefully it comes across as that, because it is. I love you guys, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family. It means a lot to me too. So when I get videos, I get information from it, I share it with you. And that being said, The Walking Dead, some people in here now got to go to Senoia and check it out. And I recommend Senoia for every Walking Dead fan. It's not Disneyland. It's not a big corporation. It's a small town. It's small town USA. They don't have rides and all this stuff, but they have Walking Dead shops and restaurants and stuff that's there too. And it's become more and more since I've been there too. It's definitely one of those things that I recommend if you can get there. If you can't, then there's no problem with it. I have some videos, so you can definitely check it out, and hopefully you've seen it. But if you have the ability to get down to Senoia, Georgia, they got a lot of cool things, and not just Walking Dead related. It's just a nice small town feel. And if you can go in October, I know that's when Walker Stalker is there. It's definitely one of those things that you can have and enjoy it and be around your peeps, your Walking Dead community. So I appreciate that. And if you have the ability to go there, send me some pics or let me know what you think of it there too. I always like to see that as well. Some people live in Virginia and they're filming the spinoff in Hopewell, Virginia, the third Walking Dead show. Darlene, hey, how you doing? How we doing? And I definitely am getting pictures from people. They saw, part of the set of the airplane driving down the highway, and then people are setting it up. And the airplane is going to be a big factor in the first episode, I would assume. I would assume they're filming the first episode this upcoming week. And there's more kids there. There's a couple people in a picture that's on Instagram that is looks to be a lot of the cast is there already, probably doing read-throughs and walkthroughs and just run-throughs of things and what to do. And hopefully it'll be interesting. I think that it's interesting to have a third spinoff show, because the movies are kind of a spinoff in my opinion too. You got The Walking Dead, the spinoff is Fear the Walking Dead, then the movies that'll be after that. We'll probably get the first movie, I don't even know, because there's been no update on the 2020, if it's going to happen in 2020. Fear the Walking Dead is going strong. We're coming up on half of the fifth season, going to be sixth season. I don't know if the spinoff show, which is the code word Monument, is what they're filming, is what the filming name is, but it's going to be The Walking Dead something, And it looks like everybody is going to be born during the zombie apocalypse or right around the start of the zombie apocalypse. So I don't know exactly how long it's been. Is it 10 years? Has the zombie apocalypse been going on for 10 years? I mean, it could be however long. It could be a time jump, and they could say that it started in, 2010, and it's 2020 when it comes out. So the zombie apocalypse could have started when they're 10, 10 years ago. So some of the people would have been born right before it, and they've been really raised in the zombie apocalypse. So they didn't go to school. They didn't do any of these things. They've been trying to survive. I doubt writing and reading is going to be very well in their eyes. It's going to be one of those things that it's interesting, because how are these kids going to be impacted? Hopefully they have good survival skills, and it's an interesting show nonetheless too. So thank you guys for joining me. A bunch of people just joined. Appreciate it. But Fear the Walking Dead is coming back next Sunday, August 11th. We have a season 10 preview special, I believe right before the episode, right after the episode. I'm not sure what exactly the time frame is for next Sunday's schedule. So we'll have Talking Dead, I think, comes back. We have the special, which may be kind of Talking Dead. I don't know if they're going to be a Talking Dead or Fear the Talking Dead, and then plus the preview special, or what they're going to do. But Chris Hardwick will be back for that. And I hope we get Talking Dead regularly now after the fact, after the Fear the Walking Dead episodes, because I do miss the points, and I do miss things that could be there too. And they do answer some questions, set things up for it. But I just hope Fear the Walking Dead is more entertaining too. I feel like enough of this airplane crap, enough of this stuff. Everyone sticks together. Go find the gasoline. Go deal with Logan. Eventually take him out, probably end the season, and then go from there. There's supposed to be something big that sets up season 6 and turns it all around and flips it all around and flips it upside down and just kind of is this major thing. Well, welcome to Fear the Walking Dead, because the show has been all over the place since the very beginning. They don't know what they want to do. Molly, next Sunday, the 11th, it comes back. Fear the Walking Dead comes back August 11th. So not this Sunday, next Sunday. But it's been, in California, on a boat, in Mexico, at a baseball stadium, in Texas, away from Texas, over a mountain, airplane, back over here, new cast, new this, getting rid of people, this and that. There's just no, continuity to the show. It's really all over the place. It's a hodgepodge of a show, which doesn't really work in my opinion. But we'll see what happens if they're ever going to connect. On a ranch, see. on a boat, on a ranch, in a baseball field, So it's kind of crazy to think that they've been all over the place, and hopefully it gets pretty good. I think we're going to be going to a mall in the back half of season 5. Hopefully Dwight meets Sherry. Hopefully we get to see Logan being a villain. But I don't want them to trust Logan. And then he's like, we know Logan's bad. What are you doing? All along, I hate it when the shows or movies are like, come on, you're smarter than that. Be better than that. Do that. It's just like one of those things that you're like, no. So I just don't want Alicia and Morgan and the group to be like, yeah, Logan, you seem like a cool guy. We can trust you. All right. No, I don't really trust that whole thing there. So we'll see what happens, but, it'll be back next week, and we'll get the preview special. But ultimately, guys, we are basically 2 months away from The Walking Dead. October 6th is when The Walking Dead returns, and I feel like that's on the early side, really early side, because the first season premiered on Halloween, and I believe the earliest it ever returned back was the 13th or the 11th or the 10th or whatever earliest was there. But I think this is the earliest The Walking Dead has ever been back in October. I could be a little wrong, but October 6th is basically 2 months away from today. It's August 4th, so we're, just a little over 2 months away from it. And it'll be here before you know it, because next Sunday we got Fear the Walking Dead, Talking Dead, this preview special, and then 7 more episodes of Fear the Walking Dead. And then The Walking Dead will be back before you know it, right? It's so crazy to think that. And I'm excited for things to connect, how they're going to go down. And I think we got a lot of things for The Walking Dead brewing here. There's a lot of stuff. So Brandon said October 7th was last year. So, yeah, a day earlier. So I guess this is really right there. So it's right around last season, too. So I'm excited for season 10. And I'm excited to see what happens, because there's a lot of speculation, a lot of theories, a lot of this, a lot of discussion. And, hopefully you guys know that when I bring up theories, they're not always my theories. It's just a theory. I guess it's my theory if I come up with the idea of it, because I know how people are going to see some things. But I don't think Virgil is Dwayne and Dwayne is Virgil. I don't think they're the same character, because some people, not me, think Dwayne is still alive. So I'm like, this is what people are going to think most likely is that too. And I believe there's like an Instagram page or something on there too that all they do is Walking Dead theories. And some of them are like utterly ridiculous. Like one was talking about Sophia. And I was like, either way, Sophia's gone. So it doesn't really matter too much. But it's kind of like, all right. So Mike 35, sorry I missed your live streams. I've been deployed in Iraq. Well, thank you for your service, Mike. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're back. How long are you going to be back for, Mike? Hopefully everything is good and everything is going all right in the Middle East still. So I just think that's, great. And I'm glad you're back, man. So I saw some questions. Sorry, Mark had a question. I was just going there too. So, but I just think I missed them. So, Mark, do you have a trip before long, Bri? My next big trip is in October. It's in the end of October. It's I'm going to Las Vegas and then Oregon and then coming back. It's like a long extended weekend. So one of those, like the Sunday, so the last Sunday of the month, I'm going to be away. So I'll be gone for like the last part of October, basically. The third week of October, back for that last Sunday. So I'm going to miss the episode. Then I'm going to miss the live stream. I'm going to miss some talk because we come back that Monday. So it's kind of crazy, that trip. So have to get my mind right and all that stuff. And I won't be able to post stuff that week later too. But I'll have plenty of stuff on there too. So I'm really glad that The Walking Dead comes back October 6th. So I'll have, let me see what these dates are as I check the calendar here. So I'll have October 6th, the 13th, and the 20th. But the 27th I'll be away. So I'll have the first, second, and third episodes to talk about some information, and then I'll be gone the middle of the week to there too. So I'll have to miss the fourth week episode, kind of talking about it too. So I'll be able to talk about it before I leave, but I won't be able when I'm there too. Xmas Girl 304 Q&A: if Logan, I just jumped on me, is the villain, do you think he will only be part of the back half of the season? So I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like a Martha thing for season 4, which was she was just the back half of season 4 too, and then she was gone. I think Logan's the same thing. So the Walking Dead universe is built into halves of a season. A lot of times you have the first half and the second half, and they're pretty different. Sometimes they connect pretty good. Sometimes they don't. Fear the Walking Dead's been very different first half, second half. Just traditionally, the first half doesn't really connect that much with the second half. Like the last season, they killed off some characters, some big characters, and before that was the ranch, and then Walker and Crazy Dog and that whole situation there too. And then they left, and then they came here to the stadium, and that left, and then Morgan came back around, and then they left and they went away. And then it's been kind of all they connect somewhat, obviously, but Martha was the worst villain ever in the history of the Walking Dead universe, in my opinion. She was so terrible, unbelievable, just such like, what are you doing? What are you doing with this character? It was so ridiculous. So hopefully Logan is so much better for the show, for the universe there too. Because the show needs a villain so bad. And I don't know why people don't really agree with me sometimes, because every story since we're a little kid growing up is like a good guy or a good girl or a good hero type that is the good person, and they have to fight the bad person or the bad group or the bad situation or the bad sister or something, right? And then you have to do that, so it's good versus bad is ingrained in us. And maybe it's unrealistic, maybe it's not, but storytelling, I believe at its best, is ultimately about good versus bad, hero versus villain, evil versus, wholehearted goodness. And you have to have the things that make that a story that is captivating in between that. And a lot of it has to do with power. Good versus bad. Good wants to defeat evil because evil wants to take over the world and have the power over everybody. So it's pretty interesting too. So Lauren Pearson, what do you think about Walking Dead Last Radio Was a Girl? Anyone out there? And title of Fear the Walking Dead Was Anyone Out There? So, Lauren, that was interesting, and I definitely thought there would be something about that. But the Anyone Out There was a callback when they met Logan on Fear the Walking Dead. And I was hoping that it would be a connecting point with The Walking Dead, but I don't believe it was. But the woman over the radio could have been maybe Alicia when Jadis heard it over the radio, but it's more likely that it was Tara or Rosita. But if they ever want to connect the dots with the show, the two shows with Fear and The Walking Dead, I think Fear would be absolved into The Walking Dead and be absorbed into that show, and the cast, whoever's there, is there, goes to that, and maybe Morgan goes to find Rick too, or something. Because I would like to see Morgan be reunited with Rick, just like Rick be reunited with Michonne and Daryl at some point there too. So Julia is asking the question, anyone see the Madison villain theory? I have not, because I believe Madison is dead and has been dead since season 4, episode 8, and she's not coming back around. But, too. So let's see what you got. Brandon says Dexter is good for that, Brian. So, yeah, I mean, that's ultimately what a lot of shows come down to, I think, is good versus bad. And sometimes the anti-hero has to make questionable decisions. Does the good person become evil? Does the good person do evil things or bad things to stay alive? And they have to make questionable things, too. I think it's pretty interesting. So, Joey the Gator Q&A, what do you think of next week episode Channel 9? It's episode 9. But I don't know. I haven't really read too much about it or been involved with it. I've seen the sneak peek of Luciana, Morgan, John, Althea there at the lady's house, and they have landmines in the yard, and they're trying to help everybody, but we'll see what happens too. So, Rajas SFM, what's your favorite season of The Walking Dead? Season 6 is my favorite season of The Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead, I don't know. That's a tough question. I liked half of certain seasons. I liked half of season 2. I liked half of season 3. So, I don't know. That's a tough one for Fear. I don't really have a favorite by any means, too. So, James, Q&A, do you think the woman they left on the raft in season 2 will ever come back, or do you think she died at sea? That's a great question. I don't think that she's going to come back around. Well, they picked her up, and she was at the thing? No, I don't know. If she was going to be anywhere, she would be at that port where Alicia was at with the pregnant woman, and I think that's where she would end up maybe, but I don't think we're ever going to see that person again. I don't know if we're ever going to connect there too. So John Rod thinks Madison lives. Good for you. I do not. Joseph, what's up with Althea's blonde hair? Anybody? Don't know. We'll see. Hopefully we'll find out about it. Mark Bride, so do you think Logan's group turned on him? I think Logan's group either turned on him or he's going there to get the information to set it up like they turned on him. But ultimately, he's going to try and be to stay alive. So I could see the group turning on him, or he's going to Alicia to act like they turned on him, and it's all a big plan. So we'll see what they actually want to do there too. So, but Mark, thank you. Congratulations, Brian, on the new book. So I worked really hard on the book series. I work really hard on all the books, but I really worked hard on this one to get it done early. I was trying to get it done in October before The Walking Dead came out, and I was like, man, if I really work hard this summer, I can get it done earlier, maybe September. And then I was like, man, this is going a little better than I thought. And I was like, man, it could be done by August. And then I got done, late July, early August. So hopefully you appreciate the book series and you like it too. So Janet, Q&A, Brian, do you think Ezekiel will be killed, or do you think it will happen before or after Michonne leaves? Also, will Ezekiel and Michonne start a relationship? Shake my head over that kiss. So I think Ezekiel dies either way. If he's connected romantically with Michonne or not, I think he dies. I thought he died at the beginning of this season just before any of that kiss stuff happened. So I think that Ezekiel outlived his comic counterpart in the Pike lineup, only to get killed off here. Kind of like Abraham. Abraham was supposed to be killed by the arrow that killed Denise by Dwight, and that was, I think, episode 14, 613 or 14. In either way, technically Abraham died at the end of season 6. He was picked by Negan in the season 6 finale, so he lasted a couple episodes later. The Pike lineup was season 9, episode 15. So I could see Ezekiel being the same way, where he dies within the first 3 episodes. I just think that happens, and it just makes sense, because if Ezekiel and Michonne are together and Rick's over the radio or Jadis is over the radio, and either way that Michonne finds out about Rick, she's like, sorry, Ezekiel, Rick's my true love, later, and she sails away on a boat. But if Ezekiel dies, you don't have to worry about that. So I think that's going to happen too. So, but I'm going to have I'm going to do my predictions probably this week. I'll have my death predictions of who I think is going to die in season 10 of The Walking Dead, based on comic stuff and my own theories on there too. So I think that is going to happen. I want to do it when it's like 2 months out, which will be this week, August 6th. So Joey the Gator, do you think Alicia dies? I don't think Alicia dies at all. Dragon Q&A Brian, Hopewell is about 2-hour drive for me. If I were to go there to look around, what issues, if any, would there be with security? Well, Dragon, be careful with trespassing. The biggest thing is if it's roped off and you go through the ropes and you go through an area you're not supposed to be, that's the biggest thing. If you stay within your allotted area, then you should be fine. They usually rope it off and say you got to stay here, and it's usually pretty far away from where they film, if they can, if it's in an open area, because they'll block off a big part of the street. And so you'll have to stand towards the end of the street. So when people get pictures, they're super zoomed. I mean, they got a big lens on their camera, their video camera or whatever. So they're pretty far away. It looks like they're pretty close, but you'd have to zoom in pretty far. So you'd have to have a camera or something where you can zoom in pretty far away typically. But, just stay in the designated areas and you should be fine in there too. Stay hydrated, stay in the shade, be careful out there too, and you'll have a good time. Hopefully you get to see something. Hopefully they're kind of letting people be there a little bit to build up the publicity and the talk of the show, because it can only help the show if we know a little bit of information. Like, oh man, this is cool, that's cool. Can you believe this too? So, Tom, do you think we will see the Commonwealth in season 10? I don't think we'll see them in season 10. If they go that route, it would probably be season 11 the first time we see them, or the movies, whatever comes first. Janet, Q&A Brian, water tower death for Ezekiel. Well, that would be a shocker, or maybe Sadiq. My water tower death pick is Gage. I don't think Father Gabriel gets it because that's the comic. Maybe Sadiq, because he could freak out. Sadiq and or Gage would make the most sense for me. I think Ezekiel just dies somewhere. He might try to go after Alpha or something. If Ezekiel gets killed, it's going to be a major difference, because the comic is the comic and the show is the show, and it's different because Ezekiel's head's on a pike. I personally would love it if it's an epic death where Ezekiel tries to go after Alpha or something, and Beta's there and he's like, whoom, with his big knife and just takes him out. That would be pretty awesome. But I'm not a writer, so I don't know what the show wants. I'm not a writer for the show. I would have done a lot of things differently in big parts if I could be a writer for that too. It's definitely for season 7. I would have done some big differences for sure. So we'll see. Joey the Gator. Well, did you hear the name for the finale? It's hinting towards a big death. Who do you think it might be? I don't think it's Alicia. If it's going to be a big death, then it's probably... I think John might get killed off this season. And I love John, and I don't want John to die off. But it ain't going to be Morgan. It's not going to be Dwight. It's not going to be June. It's not going to be, anybody that big for the show. Strand, maybe. But I would think it's Daniel. If Daniel wants to be off the show, maybe that actor is done with it. So I don't think so. But I don't know. I don't think it's Alicia personally. Slizzle 2290 Q&A. Do you think Fear the Walking Dead would be canceled after season 7? I personally think season 6 should be the last one, because it's just kind of getting ridiculous. But maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's cheap to produce and maybe it's still bringing in money or what, but we'll see. Nathan, okay. What do you think of the tree on Fear the Walking Dead that says no one's gone till they're gone? There's been some people talking about it being Madison, But Madison could have said that line to a bunch of different people, and maybe they're just putting that there because it's in support of her, in remembrance of her. It doesn't have to be her quote to do all that. And if she's right around there, she wouldn't find the group. I mean, I just think it's an homage to Madison, an Easter egg for Madison. Not that she's coming back, just a nice connecting point too. So that's a good point, Xmas Girl. Look for the yellow signs. I would assume it's Stalwart Films. That's SF. That's what SF stands for. Stalwart Films, SF. They're yellow, and they have an arrow typically where to go. But because that's in Georgia, and I would assume that it's the same thing for Virginia. But I'm not sure who the exact production company for that is, but it should be that too. Answer that too. So... I'm sorry, who answered this? Joseph. Hey, Brian, do you live in the Tampa area? Yes, I live in the Tampa Bay area, and that's where my book series really consists of. But yes, I went to the University of Tampa, and I love Tampa Bay, and definitely like living around here too, for sure. Boyd Q&A. Do you think the oil fields Logan is taking our group to is connected to the helicopter people somehow? I hope so. That would be pretty cool, because then I feel like right now the helicopter thing is like dumb. It's like, is that just an Easter egg to the Rick movies to kind of keep you interested? Or is it actually a thing that we're going to see again? And I really hope we're going to see it again. Joey the Gator are going to start filming the third series this week. I believe August 7th. They're going to start shooting. I believe they're night shoots. Original name. Do you think Carol will make the bracelets for her and Daryl? Will they be similar to the Oceanside bracelet Tara had given Judith? I think so. I would assume that if Carol does that, it's pretty funny. Hopefully they were doing that too. So USF, Brandon, get out of here. No, I'm just kidding. Go Bulls, right? No, I'm a University of Tampa Spartan alumni, so I know the area. And you never know, book series could get around USF's area, too. So hopefully you guys have checked out the book series. 10 books available now, guys. That's pretty crazy. I'm excited for you guys to check it out. Faith is sporting her new PT shirt today. Thanks. Love it. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you love it. It was designed to be kind of minimalist on purpose. The PT is around your heart. That's why it's put in the center. And then on the back, believe in yourself. You can do it. That's the whole thing, is believing in yourself, no matter what it is, whether it's health, wellness, job, education, whatever, too. So hopefully, Joseph, hopefully you checked out, the book series. I kind of, there's some parts at University of Tampa, in the book series that goes around the area. And, it's a fictional area, but, in my series, I talk about it because I love the University of Tampa. I love being alumni, and I love there too. I've been to USF and been there a bunch of times too. So 10 books available now, Amazon.com. Got Kindle and paperback versions. And it's pretty awesome. If you have, I forgot to bring this up last time, but if you have Kindle, if you have Amazon Kindle and you have the unlimited plan where you pay per month or something on there, you can read my books for free on Kindle with Amazon Unlimited. Fight for Us is in the books. That's 10 books available now. And for those who have read the books, definitely let me know in the chat, who's your favorite characters? I guess give me like a favorite character or two, and then who's your least favorite characters? Who do you hate? Who did you not like in the book series if you had on there too? So I'm always curious to know that, because I was talking to my dad the other day, and I was saying that I talked about the book series, and I completed it, and I finished it, the 10th book, and we're about the midway point of the story in my book, because we're going to do about 20 books. And so if we write about 2 books a year, that's going to go on for 5 more years. And also the prequel series, I finished the first book, but I have to extensively edit it. I have to go in and change some things because I just wanted to get the story down, and I have to go back and clean it up and just have it differently on there too. So that's going to be an awesome prequel series. It's going to connect with the Fight for Us series. Everything I do is going to connect to that, unless it's like a totally different thing. And I have some book ideas that are different stories that don't connect with the story there too, but everything here is going to be connected with it. So Fight for Us, 10 books available now online, and they're pretty cool. I'm excited for you guys to check them out. If you like The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Zombieland, World War Z, all that stuff, I think you'll really enjoy the series. And I believe a lot of people have that are in here now too. We'll definitely check it out. Kindle is definitely the better way to go, more cost effective, but I'm a paper book guy. I like having the actual book in my hands. I like actually turning the page, and I kind of wish I could write it out in here, but I've typed it. I typed it out. I typed all those things out too, so it's just pretty cool. I don't know. I just really excited about it and really, really proud for it there as well. So thank you for Renee. Perfect design of the shirts. Appreciate the positive comment and the talk and the just positivity. Slizzle, what are your thoughts on Rick dying in the last movie? Could be, but I don't know what they're going to do with that. We got to get the first movie first. Let's get the first movie, and then we'll worry about the third movie last. But I think he could die. And if you know the comics, you know why I think that. But we'll see. It's interesting that Judith is 10 years old in the Walking Dead apocalypse, the story of the Walking Dead. She's 10 years old, the same age that Carl was at the start of the Walking Dead story. So clearly, they'll probably have Carl's story go to Judith if they're going to go the way of the comics. And they did that for a reason there too. And I have no problem with older Judith, but I actually love older Judith, and Kaylee Fleming is great for the show. I think it's a great adaptation for the show, but at the cost of Carl, I don't really like it at that. I just don't know why both of those people couldn't be alive in the story and be around, and I would like to have seen that too. So, Joey the Gator, do you think Daryl will make it to the end of the Walking Dead series? For sure. I think Daryl is the last man standing, if there's such a thing. I don't think Daryl gets the Commonwealth death. I don't think Daryl is the person that is killed off by, I don't think Daryl dies ever. I think Daryl makes sense for sure too. So how long do you think the giant horde we saw in 1959, season 9, episode 15, be around for? I think they're going to be unleashed kind of right away. I think the horde will go attack Hilltop and Alexandria simultaneously, so I think they'll be around. They're not going to make it into season 11, but I would assume it would be. I think they would be great for the first half to be gone, but might go into the second half. But season 10. Janet Q&A, Brian, do you think Negan will infiltrate the Whispers? If so, alone or with a partner? I don't know if they're going to go that route. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to go that route. I think they don't. I think they just changed that too. So. I guess nobody's commenting about my Fight for Us book series about who their favorite characters are, because I'm interested to know who you like. If you like Ryan or you like, any of those characters or not. Because some characters you should like, some people you don't like, some people you should not like, and that's the design for sure. Brandon, can Daryl actually get a real haircut like what he looked like in the beginning? I don't know. I mean, do you really want to see that? You really want to see buzz cut Daryl? I don't know. Tom Bokhurst, are the Rick movies in the Netherlands? No, they'll be somewhere in the United States, I would assume, but we don't know anything yet because Andrew Lincoln is filming a different movie in Australia. So unless The Walking Dead is filming in Australia, that's where Andrew Lincoln is. And I don't think that is what's connected there, too. So James thinks the Rick movies are in Philly. Could be. I don't know if they're going to be filmed. I think they're going to be filmed in Georgia, but they're going to have the different location, and it should be a different location, too. So Xmas Girl is going to start the book series this month. Pretty cool. Thank you. Joseph, my books are about a zombie apocalypse. The main character is Ryan. Ryan and his friends are doing something at the start of the story. Takes them down a couple different paths. Will they meet up again? Will they not? Will they meet up with other people? Ryan and his wife Lauren. And their story is about friends coming together, trying to be there for each other, loss, good times, bad times, inside jokes. ultimately, it's a zombie apocalypse story about what would you do with your friends. Hopefully, you would relate to some of the characters into it. Hopefully, you would check out the series and be connected with one of the characters. Maybe it's Ryan, maybe it's Sean, maybe it's Phil, maybe it's Matt, maybe it's John, maybe it's Bobby G, maybe it's Brody, maybe it's William, maybe it's Lauren, maybe it's, like Nicole, maybe it's Kelly, maybe it's Lisa, maybe it's Kylie, maybe it's all these characters, we got men, women, teenagers, little kids, it's just a good variety of things on there too. James, the paperbacks are $10.99 on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, $10.99 across the board. The first book is 99 cents on Kindle, $1.99 for the second book. Third book is $1.99. I think it's $2.99 up to $3.99 on Kindle. So they're 99 cents to the latest books are $3.99 because they're more involved, they're longer, there's just more to it. But the paperbacks are $10.99 too. So I try to get it a little cheap as possible. They started off a little more expensive, but $10.99 for 200 and some pages, I think is a good place there too. So Joseph, I have a lot of the story taking place in Tampa Bay. Some of the areas are fictional. Some of the areas are, fictional changes of what's around Tampa Bay. But we talk about the Gulf of Mexico. We talk about, different beach areas, downtown Tampa, University of Tampa, just stuff around the area. I don't want to give too much away, but you might see some, channel side area, it's just, if you know the local area, you should definitely like it because it's designed to be an homage, a tribute to Tampa Bay, my friends, my family, myself, my wife, my father, and the people that mean a lot to me. And I have some connecting points with, people here and some stuff that wanted to be in the book series. So it's pretty cool. It's a zombie apocalypse story about what loosely based about a fictional story, of course, about friends, family. There's some martial arts stuff. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of good stories and stuff that makes sense too. Like in a zombie apocalypse, John likes Brody. Well, and Brody's my guy too. One of my favorite things is like, I don't have any kids. My wife and I don't have any kids, but we talk about it all the time. Like if we were going to have kids and what she would want to have for her name. Like my wife wants a girl and I would want a boy, obviously, it's a boy to do boy stuff and a girl to do girl stuff with my wife and they could do that. But I would love the child no matter if it's a boy or a girl, and that's just a whole different story. But Brody is like the character that I would want to be my child's name in real life. I thought it would be funny. So I bring stuff like that. My cats are in the story, and it's just kind of cool that I like the idea of bringing stuff to the story of my life that's kind of like what if this happened on there too. So Little Bear, it would be so cool if Fight For Us was adapted for a show in the future. That's the ultimate goal. I'm not going to lie. The ultimate goal would be that I have a Fight For Us show. Doesn't even have to be on network television. It could be on Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, whatever. It could be a streaming service, HBO, that'd be amazing. Or, Sci-Fi Channel, something, FX, I don't know, whatever. It would be amazing to have that. And I think the story would translate very well to a television series. Just because I'm interested in someone being like action and good story and ups and downs. And, Ryan's going to get some scars and he's going to get some emotional scars, physical scars. He's going to have loss. He's going to have good days, bad days. He's going to have good things that happen to him. But not always, Slizzle Q&A, do you think individual zombies should be stronger and more aggressive, making them harder to kill? I don't think they should be stronger. They can be more aggressive, but a zombie is a person that died and was reborn, reincarnate, but, just came back to life. I'm just blanking on the word. But they were come back around. They have part of their brain equilibrium is still functioning, but I don't think they would have all their senses. They definitely would not have all their strength unless it's some big, huge virus that makes them, super genetic freaks. But Reanimated. Thank you. Thank you, boy. Reanimated, right? So they died. They came back to life. They're reanimated. And I just think they would be a shell of the person. You know, what's kind of cheesy in The Walking Dead is like when Herschel got his leg bit, right? They were like walking in the jail cells and the different corridors of the prison. And then he walked past the zombie and the zombie's like, and he like bit him, and you're like, they're not gonna be like just chilling. They're not gonna be quiet. They're not gonna sneak up on you. They're gonna be one of those things that are going and they're gonna make noise. They're gonna trip. They're gonna fall. They're not gonna be able to see good. They're not gonna be able to do that. I would think they would rely on different things. Most likely in my story, they're gonna rely on smell and sound more than anything. And if someone has a wound, I don't think their body would really clot and the blood would stop. I think it would just keep pouring out on them and the zombies would start to decompose and break down right away. So they're not going to be super strong. They're not going to overpower anybody there too. You know, that's just the thing. And it's a zombie apocalypse that you can have fast zombies, slow zombies, super genetic zombies, flying zombies, whatever, you know. But ultimately, wasn't a zombie supposed to bite brains? And they're like, brains. You know, like that's what they would want, right? But that's gone. They're there to bite flesh and feed and chew and bite. And I do like the idea of them decomposing slower than the average body because of the reanimation process or something. But I think that our strongest sense, our oldest sense is smell, I believe. So we would rely on that. We would rely on certain things. They would even be kind of like different levels of Homo sapiens where they would be kind of smaller and slower and whatever than, you know, not as smart as a person would be, right? I don't think that we would have there where you would be like, oh, they would just be able to open doors and stuff. Maybe they fall into a door and the door opens, or they just fall and then the glass breaks, so then they do that. But I don't think they're going to open doorknobs and stuff. You know, that's just not my thing. I just don't believe that would be for my story for it. But Joey the Gator, when do you think we'll get a trailer for the third series? Well, they have to start filming it. And if it's coming out spring 2020, I would assume once they get, you know, probably half of it done. It's going to be 10 episodes, so probably when they film about the 5th or 6th episode, they might have a trailer done to bring it out. But I don't know. I know New York Comic Con is a big deal, and they might have a little teaser trailer for that. So that could be probably the earliest they would get. And they're going to film now August, September. And so maybe New York Comic Con, that could happen at the earliest, maybe. So I think, yeah. So Slizzle says, I guess I was a bit confused. In one episode of Fear the Walking Dead, a zombie pulled a soldier through a bathroom wall with superhuman strength. I know there's continuity that doesn't make sense. Sometimes they're this, sometimes they're that. And they like to play the zombie angle when it's good for them too. Where it's good for them to be around, where it's good for them to have there. Like the one guy from Empire Records and stuff that he was in the premiere episode of season 6. I'm blanking on his name, but he's been in different things. He's in the woods and he's like running and he's like, and he turns, and like this zombie like bites him. Like you would see the zombies, you would hear the zombies, you would be around there too, unless they're totally dim-witted and they can't figure out what to do. It's kind of like when I go into a house, if I was clearing a house with my friends, right, we would have learned over the months and time that went by to make noise and to attract zombies. And it's like, hello, hello. And then the zombies are going to come, or they're going to be trying to get through the door that's shut. So you're going to know where they're going to be. Or they're going to breathe heavy, or they're going to scratch, or they're going to pull, or they're going to do this, you know, where it's like, okay, they're going to make noise and you're going to know kind of where they are. But stuff happens where you get kind of cornered and there's too many of them, and that's what happens too. But the big question is, in a zombie apocalypse, what's the true, I guess, opposition or the true problem or the true evil in a zombie apocalypse? Is it zombies? Is it people? Is it food? Is it the environment? Is it water? Is it anything that is the big thing nonetheless? Or what is it that happens? What's the true problem? What's the bigger concern? People or zombies? Food, shelter, water, clean water supply, all that stuff. It just makes sense, right? I mean, there's a lot of things that go onto it, and that's what my story covers, too. The human body will be dead in, 5 days, 3 days, something ridiculously short if it doesn't have water. If it doesn't have food, it can last a month or so, maybe 3 weeks or so around that time without food. Water is the necessity you need to have right away. And clean water supply. If you drink dirty water, bacteria-infested water, you're going to get sick, dehydrated. You're going to throw up and lose more water. And it's going to be a recipe for disaster, too. So, Dragon, great point here. Historical note. Bodies in the past would be rendered to just bone within a month. However, now due to preservatives in our food, an average body takes up to 6 years to be reduced to bone. Man, that's an interesting fact, fun fact, historical note. I don't know if that's true or not. I'll take your word for it, Drake. I'm not calling you a liar, but 6 years. So our preservatives are getting into our bloodstream, into our body, into our bones, and they're keeping us alive longer. While we're living longer too. So maybe the bodies would preserve a little bit longer too. Or maybe there's somebody that's doing something to the zombies to keep them alive a little bit longer too. Maybe someone's trying to harness that power. Maybe not. In my story, Fight for Us, we're going to be in a couple different locations. Florida is the most biggest location. But it could be anywhere. And it's going to be anywhere. There's going to be talks about other parts of the country, other parts of the world. I'm really excited for you guys to check out the Fight for Us series, but as well as my prequel series that once I finish the first book, I'll tell you what it's called because I don't want someone to steal the name because it's a great name, I feel. And it's a great thing that I would love to have in a show, in a movie series on there too. It could be 3 movies. It could connect. It would be pretty awesome. So, pretty awesome as well. Xmas Girl, thank you for this question, for keeping me on track here. Sorry I get off on these little tangents. But have you watched all of Althea's tapes that have been released? If so, which one is your favorite? I've only watched Ed and Clark. Are you serious, Clark? Hopefully you get that reference. You serious, Clark? Is from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Clark Griswold. But Ed and Clark, I have not watched the other one with the old guy and the girl, and I haven't seen the other 2. I think there's going to be 2 more released yet. I liked Ed's and Clark's was good. And that glitch in there too. I mean, I don't know if it's Abraham or alluding to Abraham or foreshadowing, but the hair, the cut, the build of things, you're like, man, that looks like a connecting point to Abraham. And I hopefully we get an Abraham and Eugene video or tape, So Eye in the Dark thinks it's the people. That's true. Joey the Gator, Q&A, are you one of them people that believes a zombie apocalypse is going to happen in real life? No. No. I do not think that a zombie apocalypse will happen. Maybe a nuclear apocalypse or something could happen because of our stupid nature of human beings to not protect the world, protect society, protect the environment. Global warming could happen where it causes tsunamis and natural disasters and more hurricanes and floods and everything like that too. And I think that's more of a likely thing. I don't think a zombie apocalypse could happen, but I think human beings are the worst thing for this planet. We're actually harming the planet. We're not making it better. We actually are causing more death and destruction than anything out there. I think that is more of an apocalyptic situation, not a zombie apocalypse for that. Or maybe, I think what's more likely is that we have a Terminator situation, like AI, artificial intelligence, causes problems, than a zombie apocalypse. I think that's more likely than anything. And I don't think either of them are good, but I don't think it's there too. So, Renee, what'd you say about the medicine? That was a good point. Medicine has come a long way, probably a big reason we live longer. For sure. Well, we're taking better care of ourselves. We're drinking more water. We have better nutrition. We're doing more education about science and the human body and how to stay alive and medication and like blood pressure meds and, different things that keep us alive longer too. The average age life expectancy in the United States is 80 for a woman and 77 or 78 for a man. And I bring that up because my dad is going to turn 70 in 2 months, and he's going to, realistically have maybe 8 years left. And that's crazy to think by statistics. When people, pass away, we see their age. People with 67 or 73 or 34 or 36, and people, pass away all the time. And people are living longer, but people are also living shorter too. But there's about, 7 billion people on this planet. So it's kind of ridiculous to think of the average age from a person who dies really young and a person who dies in their hundreds. It's kind of crazy, hundreds. It's like 114, 110 on there too. So if you average it out, the average life expectancy in the United States is what it is. So with that being said, it's interesting to know that you have to enjoy what you do and enjoy your life for what it is, because it could be gone in any second. So you can't worry about it, is my thought process. Zaltix Dab Rainbow Six Siege. What is Fight For Us? Fight For Us is my book series. Fight For Us is this book series right here. This is the latest book. Fight For Us is my book series on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, paperback digital versions. That's what it is. So, Omicron's in the house. We got a bunch of people here for the first time, maybe. So if you guys can, hit that subscribe button. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. John, I have not seen American Horror Story at all, but I've heard it's a good story. Julia, my dad, is 77, so, right around average. So hopefully he lives beyond that. I'm not saying that he's going to be, anytime soon, but, average speaking, it could happen, there. So maybe he's got 10 years, 20 years. Maybe he lives to be 30 more years. But I know that I've seen a lot of people in different ages in physical therapy. I've seen young kids that are 5, 6 years old, and I've seen people that are 100. It's crazy, It's crazy to think that people of all different shapes, sizes, ages come to physical therapy, and I get to see them too. But it's kind of rough when you see someone who's 100 and they can't stand, they can't walk, it's balance is a safety concern, they can really hurt themselves. Sometimes they're not with it, sometimes they're just not there. They don't know who you are. They don't know who their loved one is. It's a tough sequence on there too. So it's tough to have, and just appreciate what you have, all the good times, the people in your life, friends, family, just the good things. We can get down on each other all the time. You can get down of all the craziness, people with traffic, driving, stores, people, just the economy, politics, whatever you want to think of. It's easy to get down on things in life, to be depressed about it. And there's times that I have it too. By the end of the day, I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for this awesome channel, the ability to do this, to be a physical therapist, to be a part of something big, and hopefully have my Fight For Us series grow into something big too. That's my ultimate goal. And I think you guys can do whatever you want in life, as long as it don't hurt somebody. Like I always say that too, like believe in yourself, you can do it. But I don't encourage people to go hurt somebody, either hurt themselves or another individual. I care about helping people. So hopefully it's a job that'll help a lot of people, yourself, artistic outlets, writing, drawing, painting, singing, dancing, or being an engineer, something you like to do, you can do it for sure. And the other thing, I don't know the ages of everybody in here, but everybody feels like they got to go to college, but you don't. There's a person that I'm treating now that I'll see when I go to work this week, that he's a young kid. He's in high school. He's a senior. And he's going to go the trade route, the trade school route, where he's going to go go into IT and get some different education and training to go into the field, the working field. And you can do that too. You can definitely go out that way too. So if you want to go the college route, you can, but it doesn't have to be the only way to do it. There's definitely trade schools and everything that you can do, the art schools. I know people that are going the way of cosmetology and makeup and hairdressing and all that stuff too. And that's very lucrative as well. So you don't have to go that way. Just do something you love and find there too. And there's no sense trying to do something and being locked in your whole life too. That's kind of like a thing where I've learned where like you can go have a career change in your 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s. Some of the best things people have done, they started when they were in their 40s or even 50s. Some of the major things today. But You can do it. I know you can. Just put your mind to it. It's one of those things that can be there as well. I know that it's hard work, but everything that's tough in life requires hard work and sacrifice. That's just the way I was born and raised, and I feel like you can put it in. You can do a lot of good things in life. It's not going to happen overnight, but you can do it too. T-Ray, great point. Debt is your worst enemy. Totally. There's a lot of people that go to college. They have to take out student loans, and they have debt. I actually talk about that in my zombie apocalypse story about student loans, because a lot of the people in my story, like Ryan, is an orthopedic surgeon, so he's a doctor. So he has, student loans. He went to undergrad and then grad school and then, medical school for grad school. So then he did all that. And after all that stuff, he required to pay money back for student loans because he couldn't pay for it there too. So in a zombie apocalypse, what happens to all those student loans? They're gone, right? So you don't have to worry about that. It's one of those things where the world has changed, some for the better, a lot for the worse in a zombie apocalypse for sure, but a lot of those things. So guys, fight for us. This is book 10, Ghosts. The order is Beginning, Reunited, Refuge, Conquered, Agreement, Keeper, Weaponize, Legacy, Settlement, and Ghosts. Ghost is book 10. So they're on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, paperback and digital versions too. As also, guys, so we're right around the 83,000 mark of subscribers. My goal is still 100,000. So if everybody in here can tell a friend or a family member or somebody that'll benefit from the channel or like the channel or be a good part of it, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to come up on 83,000 subscribers this week. If I get 25% of all my subscribers to get one person to join, I will hit the goal of 100,000 subscribers this year. I would love to hit the goal this year and get that silver play button and be part of it. And I know that I'm not trying to get everyone involved to subscribe, but there's a lot of people that love The Walking Dead, zombie apocalypse stuff. Even just the channel for other stuff that we cover. We're going to be covering other stuff, and with the more subscribers we have and just the more things that we can do here, we'll be able to have that. Ultimately, I would love to have my Fight For Us series be a part, be as successful as The Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead even, just to have the opportunity to do it. I think the story is interesting, captivating, entertaining enough to be on television, streaming service on there too. I think it's definitely a thing that we can do it. So hopefully we can eventually get there. And with your help, if you have read the books, please do a review. I would like to be a 4 or 5 star review if it's possible, because that'll help people find the book. It will give notifications for people to find it more. If something is so positively reviewed on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, it'll be more in the know. It'll have people catch the interest of things too. We're getting there. I think we got 16 reviews, and we're getting there where I think it's a 4 out of 5 star, the first book, and they're getting there as well too. The book series has come a long way, and we're getting there. And we went back and we've edited. I went back and I was able to edit the first couple books. The first book I wrote in 2017, and I had it be April 17th, 2017. It came out. It probably should have came out a month later, but I've been able to go back in and edit it and then have the file that's there too. So thank you, boy. I'm a 5-star channel. I appreciate it too. So thank you guys for joining me. If you can, please give a positive review on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all around for the book series. Check it out. Fight For Us. It's going strong. 10 books available now. The 10th book, Ghost, came out a couple of days ago. Thank you guys for taking the time. And if you can, tell your friends, tell your family to hit that subscribe button to the channel, the PT channel, and I appreciate it. And as always, guys, thank you for what you do, for being a good, awesome component and person of the channel. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, and making memories. Pick up the book series if you can. Fight For Us on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble. Fear the Walking Dead. I'll be back next week. I can't wait. And as always, see ya.